Hey guys, and welcome to the Gumboot garden. Today we're making a really quick and easy jam recipe. So we are making Cape gooseberry jam. And if you're not sure what a Cape gooseberry is, this is them. So they are these cute little orange berries that grow in a husk. They grow similarly to like a tomato mixed with a tomatillo. Once you have them in your yard, they will be there forever. I planted a few a couple years back, and now they just kind of randomly self-seed all over the place. And for us in our climate, they come back each and every year, and yeah, we've got a lot of Cape gooseberries. So I have 8 cups today that we are going to make jam with. Now, the batch that I'm making is a double batch. So if you have less, you can take the 4 cups instead, but it's really easy. We just need 3 ingredients for this. So I have my 8 cups of Cape gooseberries, 3 cups of sugar, and 6 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to pop my Cape gooseberries in here first and let these thaw a little bit and cook up. Once they're all softened, then I'll add in my sugar and my lemon juice. We're gonna stir this all together and let it come up to a boil. And you may be able to see that a lot of the Cape gooseberries are starting to burst open. Once we turn this down to a simmer, I am going to use a potato masher just to mash these up a little bit more. You can leave them whole if you'd like, you can blend them if you'd like, but I'm just gonna do a little mashing. Okay, so here we are. We're at this rolling boil now. I'm just going to turn this down a bit. And as I mentioned, I'm gonna get my potato masher out, and we're just gonna go in here and crush up more of those berries, or crush up those berries more than they already are. Ow, the steam is so hot. Just be careful. I need to be careful. I've changed my mind. I am going to go in here with a hand blender just a little bit, just to break up those larger pieces and give a little bit of a smoother texture for our jam. Question is, when do I stop? Now I do want some chunks in there, so I think I'm gonna stop there. Yeah, that'll be good. So we have a few chunks in there. However, for the most part, it should be not a thicker consistency, but a more unified consistency. I don't know if that's the right wording either, but we're not gonna have as many chunks, is essentially what I'm saying. And I'm gonna let this simmer for probably a good half an hour before it's going to be ready. The only thing you need to be careful of is that these Cape gooseberries do have a lot of natural pectin, so they will thicken up pretty quickly. Last time I made this jam, I did end up making it too thick. It was too thick and too sticky, so I'm gonna keep a closer eye on it this time and just make sure that we don't do that. I have my plates and my spoons in the freezer, so we can pull those out to test the jam. I might test that after, I don't know, we'll put a 20-minute timer on. And after 20 minutes, we'll check it then, just to see where we're at. We've hit our 20 minutes, and it's definitely getting thicker. I'm gonna pull out one of those plates and we're gonna test it. I do think it still has a little bit longer to go because, I mean, it is sticking along the sides, but when I pull the spoon out, it's still dripping quite quickly. We still have a little bit. It does drip down in that line. We want it to keep that line clear, and it's not. So we'll give it a little bit longer. And we're just gonna keep stirring it to make sure that it doesn't burn on the bottom, because that would be tragic. Okay, we've hit our 30-minute mark and it is time to check our jam again. So I'm gonna grab out another plate and we're gonna see if we've gotten this thick enough. All right, if we tip it, it rolls slowly, but let's check. Oh, it's still going through. Maybe 5 minutes longer, and then I don't want to overdo it because it is hardening. Look at now it's not. Oh, I think we're gonna stop it here. Calling it done, and we're gonna pull it off the heat. I think we're going to switch out this jar for another smaller one. And just like every other jam that we make, we need to water bath or steam can this for 10 minutes. So I'm going to turn this on high. We're going to get this up to a rolling boil if you're water bath canning, or when our little gauge hits its top point here. And once it's there, that is when we start our 10-minute timer. Once it's all done, we pull them out to rest on the counter for the night to cool down. And you can open your jam straight away if you'd like. However, with this jam, with all jams, but with this jam in particular, you really notice a difference that if you let it rest on your shelves for a few weeks, it's going to taste a lot better. It really sweetens up and gets really nice. But I do have about a spoonful left over in our pot here. We will give it a taste now and see what it's like. So as we cooked our jam, not only did it thicken up, but it did get a little bit darker as we cooked it. And we're gonna go ahead and give this a taste and see how it is. It definitely has that sweet flavor, but it also has a little bit of like a bitter taste to it. Now, it reminds me a lot of marmalade. So I guess rather than thinking of it as like a strawberry or a grape jam, this Cape Gooseberry jam is more like a marmalade. So don't expect a completely really sweet jam. Expect that like little bitter taste to it as well. Like I said, it will sweeten up as it's on the shelf a little bit more. I know when I say bitter, that doesn't necessarily sound like a good thing, but it is actually really good. It is a really nice jam to have, and it's something a little bit different from your typical jams. So if you do happen to grow Cape Gooseberries this year, go ahead and give this a try and let me know if you like it. But I'm going to end things here for today, guys. You can go ahead and check out a couple other recipes I have here. I will link my Cape Gooseberry scones for you to try, and also another flavor of jam in case this wasn't your jam. But I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.